going on, everybody? Joseph Hadid here for Worldwide Sport Updates, your podcast, your news, your local community. Good morning, sports family. Thank you for tuning in to Worldwide Sport Updates, your podcast, your sports, your news, your local community. It is Friday, February 16th, 2024. Thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, on this Friday morning edition of your daily sports updates from Worldwide Sport Updates by your host, Joseph Hadid. It is TGIF, ladies and gentlemen, as we close out another work week and get ready for this upcoming weekend. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go over some sports news that transpired this past week. And we're going to start off with some NBA that transpired, ladies and gentlemen. Kia is recognizing, ladies and gentlemen, your rookie, possibly rookie of the year after the season's over, Victor Wembanyama. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, closing in on a historic company. Let's get right to it. Victor Wembanyama is opening some distance between him and the rest of the field, including number 2 Chet Holmgren, as the Kia rookie ladder heads toward the All-Star break. The San Antonio's center triple-double at Toronto Monday, considered rare because it included block shots, 10. That of course, that's how much he recorded, to go with 27 points and 14 rebounds. That edged him deeper into a 20-10 status this season. This is an elite territory for an NBA player, but especially rookies. In the 71 years that the Rookie of the Year award has been presented, only 16 players have won it by averaging at least 20 points. And only 4 rookies have put up those numbers and not won the award, which could be persuasive to media voters come April. The 4 2010 guys who weren't Rookie of the Year winners were Elvin Hayes from the year 1969, Clark Kellogg from the 1983, Hakeem Olajuwon from the year 1985, and Alonzo Mourning from the year 1993. They lost out as a top rookie to respectively Wes Unseld, Terry Cummings, Michael Jordan, and Shaquille O'Neal. Alright, let's shift over to more NBA news, ladies and gentlemen. What transpired in the tunnel this past week, where there was an altercation. Let's get right to that information, ladies and gentlemen. You all probably heard it. Pistons Isaiah Stewart arrested for punching Suns Eubanks before the game. Detroit Pistons center Isaiah Stewart was arrested for assault on Wednesday for punching Phoenix Suns center Drew Eubanks at the arena hours before the team played. Phoenix police said Stewart was issued a citation and released. Stewart was already listed as out for the game because of a sprained left ankle. Eubanks had 6 points and 8 rebounds in 18 minutes in the Suns' 116-100 victory. And Eubanks said before the game that the altercation happened as he was coming into the arena. He said an argument started and the players were chest to chest before Stewart threw the punch and security intervened. And Eubanks said he was fine to play the game, although police said he suffered a minor injury. Alright, let's shift over to some NFL news, ladies and gentlemen. Again, congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs and their Super Bowl victory. And ladies and gentlemen, look what transpired this past week in the Super Bowl parade. Let's get right to it. Shooting near Kansas City's Super Bowl victory rally kills at least 1 and injures 21. A barrage of gunfire erupted on Wednesday in downtown Kansas City, Missouri, near an outdoor celebration of the NFL Championship Chiefs Super Bowl victory, killing at least 1 person and wounding 21 others, as many fans had to be secured for safety. Police Chief Stacey Graves told a news conference that 3 people were detained and under investigation in connection with the bloodshed near the city's landmark Union Station after a confetti-strewn parade. Graves said that investigators had no known motive for the gun violence. 11 of those hurt by gunfire or the ensuing chaos were children as young as 6 years old, ladies and gentlemen. At least 22 people were struck by gunfire, one of them fatally, and authorities said that local radio station KKFI identified the slain victim as Lisa Lopez, one of its disc jockeys and host of the show Taste of Tejanol. Ladies and gentlemen, 15 victims suffered life-threatening wounds, and Fire Department Chief Ross Grunson said at a late afternoon news conference. Alright, let's shift over to some Major League Baseball news. Major League plans, ladies and gentlemen, Major League Baseball plans to strictly enforce overlooked base running rule in the 2024 season. Major League Baseball intends to ask umpires to strictly enforce the obstruction rule around the bases this season. According to ESPN's Jesse Rogers, Rogers adds that the league was slanted to have a video conference with the 30 team managers on Wednesday, and that this move stems from several years of observation. Obstruction is already part of the rulebook. You can find it and the various instances that fall under its subhead as part of Rule 6.01. Rogers highlighted that 2 common infractions take place at second and third base in particular. The enhanced enforcement of the rule, which is already in the books, will mostly impact plays around second and third base. The most common infraction is when a middle infielder puts his lower leg on the ground to block the runner's path to second, sometimes leading to hand or ankle injuries depending on how a runner slides. A common infraction at third base involves an infielder moving up the line to block a runner's path as he receives the ball from an outfielder. Alright, let's shift over to some NHL hockey news. Kekalainen is fired as Blue Jackets general manager. Davidson to assume his duties. Probably as interim head coach, of course. Jaromir Kekalainen was fired as general manager of the Columbus Blue Jackets on Thursday. President of Hockey Operations John Davidson will take over while the team looks to hire a replacement. The Blue Jackets, who are currently 16, 26, and 10, are 3-7-2 since January 6, and last in the Metropolitan Division standings. They visit the San Jose Sharks, I believe tomorrow, at 10:30 p.m. When the puck drops. 18 points behind the Detroit Red Wings for the second wild card. Into the Stanley Cup playoffs from the Eastern Conference. Columbus has not made the postseason since 4 consecutive appearances from 2016 to the year 2020. Alright. In quotes, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the hardest days I've had in my career, as Jaromir is a friend, someone I have a great deal of respect for, and someone who has done a lot of good things during his time here. Davidson said in a statement, in quotes, "While the future of our club is bright, our performance has not been good enough, and it is time for a fresh perspective as we move forward, in quotes. Alright, let's shift over to some Major League Soccer news. Well, in quotes, they're screwed. Inter Miami and Lionel Messi fired warning over roster compliance ahead of the 2024 MLS season deadline, as the club must sell players quickly. The Heroines urgently need to secure more allocation money and or reduce salary expediters to ensure compliance with MLS roster regulations. Key players such as Gregor Jean Mota, the Andre Yedlin, Robert Taylor, and Sergei Kristov are reportedly available for transfer or trade, as Inter Miami aims to make the necessary outgoing moves to meet MLS roster requirements. Additionally, it is expected that the club will part ways with Coco Jean, potentially through a transfer, trade, or contract termination. Alright, we got some fun facts about the Major League Baseball, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get right to it. At one point, balls that went through the outfield fence or bounced over were called home runs. Today, a ball that bounces over is called a ground rule double, or 2 bases. Nolan Ryan holds the record for the most strikeouts. Cal Ripken Jr. is called the Iron Man because he played 2,632 consecutive games. Official MLB baseballs have 108 stitches each. They are stitched by hand. The longest baseball game in history lasted 8 hours and 6 minutes. It went for 25 innings. The average baseball in a MLB game is used on 6 pitches. That's all for this week. I will see you on next Friday's recorded podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Until then, hit the like button, subscribe, share it out. Let everybody know what Worldwide Sport Updates is all about. Your podcast, your sports, your news, your local community. This is Joseph Hadid, ladies and gentlemen, signing off. Have yourself a great weekend. Take care of each other, sports family. We will talk